All right. Gosh, like my shit. Let me see something. Hey, what's up? So, I figured out what colors I'm going to use. So, it's not going to be that long. Oh my gosh, you know, this is like crazy. Every time when I go to, you know, to record, it's like, you know, the sirens in the background. Oh my gosh, I came across this video that was crazy, right? Like, it was stupid because, you know, some people, they upload stuff that don't make no sense. Like, why would you rely on a filter from TikTok to determine if you are attractive or not, okay? Looks are deceiving, you understand? I never was the type that go off of looks, because you know, that's it, you don't know what's going on a person's insides, you know, by looking at them, because, you know, people be chasing people because of what they look like, and that's lust. And like, you're not supposed to go after people lusting over them, okay? You're supposed to go after people because of who they are as an individual, you know, their personality and stuff. And I don't get why, like, because I don't know, the generation now is crazy, because I was born old school. You know, I was old school. You know, parents, you know, my mom, she came from a strict family, you know, Caribbean family. Like, her dad was so mean. Like, he did not play with them. Like, it was to the point where he, you know, like, when they were act a fool, you know, don't want to listen or whatever, he would chase them down with a machete, okay? And, so it was kind of toxic. Like, you know, her parents, you know, her mom, you know, had to deal with certain stuff her dad was doing, but he was strict, you know, strict parent, right? So I was raised old school, where it's just certain stuff that people do that's kind, you know, that's inappropriate. Like if if you marry, all right, let's say you marry, okay, you know, there are some things that you're not supposed to be doing. Like some married couples be doing stuff that is inappropriate. Like you supposed your wife's supposed to be covered up. Like, why are you exploiting her body so that other males could look at you? You understand? Because that's not how I was raised. Like, all the women, married women, they dress respectfully. Barely revealing too much. And they only wear certain stuff around their husband. Like, with their husband only allowed to see, see them in, certain things, right? So it's like some of these men be sitting over there, they be marrying women off of what they look like body-wise. Like, why are you how they look, like, that's lusting. Like, you marrying a female over lust instead of just, marrying her because of who she is as a person. And like a married woman's supposed to stop her acting like she's single. Like, once you become somebody's wife, you're supposed to dress like a wife, act like a wife supposed to act, not continue acting like you're single, wearing dressing like you at a you oh yeah, my bad, I had to cut this off. I had to stop it because the battery was low on my other device, so I had to switch it over, and so I could finish doing this. But yeah, so as I was saying, like this, you're not supposed to marry people off of how they look and they face wise and body. Okay, that's lusting over them. So that be weird, like how some people, like some people that are married, like males, that's why I say some males are immature, and women too, because like, how can you be married to somebody that's sitting up there exploiting your looks and your body? Because like, as a wife, you supposed to cover up. You don't reveal too much, to everyone. That's kind of like disrespectful. So it's like, how can you be married to somebody and they're exploiting you like that? Like, you're just a piece of meat for all to see, okay? Because old-fashioned marriages, they don't do that. Like, they don't be exploiting their wife like that, like showing everything. It's certain things you don't do when you're married. And women not even supposed to communicate with other males unless that is that is their father, uncle, male cousin, sons, grandfather, great grandfather. The husband is the one that's supposed to communicate with the males. So that'd be weird. Because I wasn't raised like that, where it was okay for I wasn't raised like that where it was okay for women to reveal way too much, and for a woman who's married to reveal way too much for others to see. Okay, I wasn't raised like that. So it's just certain things that you're not supposed to do when you're married that people are doing. I'm like, whoa, you exploiting your chick like that, your wife like that, for other men to be drooling over how she look, in certain clothes. Like, you have to cover it up. You have to dress respectfully. She married to my dad. She wasn't like, none of the women in my family was dressing like that, like, revealing too much, disrespecting their husband, they will cover up. cover up. You understand? Like, you know, they wasn't all wilding out, showing way too much. And if another male approaches them, they would get their husband to speak to them, not be all in the other man's face socializing and stuff. That's not what a wife's supposed to be doing. Only time a wife has to force herself to communicate with another male is at the workplace. You know, when you have to talk about work-related issues, then you have to communicate with another male. But other than that, you're not supposed to be busting up with other men. Your husband handles that. You're only supposed to communicate with other females. So, just certain stuff I be seeing. I'm like, whoa, like, you showing too much, and you somebody's husband, and you doing that. You that's disrespect. Like, you supposed to cover yourself. Not supposed to be uploading videos showing yourself in a bikini and shit. Excuse my language. You know, you only show that to your husband. Like, you know, let him check you out to see what swimsuit he wants you to wear. Okay? Or you dress a certain way for your husband. Not to be, you know, dressing like that for other males to be looking at, you know? Certain stuff I be seeing. Whoo, I be like, what? I was like, that's not what you're supposed to be doing, because my mom wasn't doing that. I seen my mom, like, I was raised up with both parents, you know, married to each other. And my mom never disrespect my dad. She never even cursed. She never cursed in Spanish or English. So it was things my dad would say that she didn't like. She just chalked it up, stayed in her lane, you know, like she's supposed to. Stay in her lane. And she always dressed covered up. She never was wearing, like, stuff showing her chest, like, you know, wearing stuff where men can look at her, you know, they can check her figure out and stuff. She always wore, like, dresses and skirts, but, you know, dresses and skirts that was appropriate, where it wasn't revealing too much. And she knew how to act and, you know, around other people. And she cook. You know, I don't understand why people get married to people who don't cook. Like, come on, like, your job is to know how to cook, so that way you can be, you know, cook and do all the household cleaning and stuff like that. You know, y'all work as a team. Like, both of y'all cook, that's fine. You know, you work as a team. You know, he cooks, sometimes you cook. But I don't understand why males why you be marrying females that don't cook? It's no point, it's no point in getting married to a female that wasn't taught how to, you know, be a wife. You know, it just don't make no sense. Like, why would you do that? And then would be irritating. It's like the husband be sitting over there cooking, right? Cooking and clean, doing all the stuff the wife's supposed to be doing. And the husband not supposed to be in the kitchen all the time. The only time the husband's supposed to be in the kitchen is if you're sick. If the wife's sick and she can't cook, or she might be working, because some wives do work. You don't have to be a stay-home wife and be bumming off your husband's income. Because, it might be okay sometime temporarily, like if you guys are having children and you don't feel comfortable having your kids in a daycare when they not able to communicate and full sentences, telling you, if the caregiver is mistreating them or not, okay? So I can understand, being a stay-home wife for those reasons. But if you don't have no kids, or if you don't have babies that that's not old enough to talk, to speak for themselves, then you shouldn't be no stay-home wife like that. Like, why are you sitting home? You gotta be bringing home income. You can't just be a stay-home wife and you bumming off your husband's income. And that's a setup. Like, I don't understand why some women do that. Like, you get married and then you relying solely on your husband's income, putting yourself at risk, because that person could be telling you, oh, you don't have to work, so they can manipulate and control you. Okay, they can control how much money they want to give you, and then have you in a situation where you stuck and can't leave. And that allows them to abuse you. They could be like, oh snap, I got her where I want her, so I'm gonna be over there cheating on her, beating on her and stuff. She's not gonna go nowhere because I got her I got her under control. She relies on me for everything, okay? So it's not good to it's not good to be in a situation like that. And then some of you men be marrying females that are like, why would you marry a female that has a mental issue where they are compulsive spenders? Where they just buying stuff that they don't need. Because you can get into a serious financial. You can get into a bad financial situation when you dealing with females that have a spending problem, and they not working, and they're sitting over there just spending up your money, like spending it up. Like, you only supposed to buy things that you need. And there's nothing wrong with buying stuff you want. Buying stuff that you want, that you to treat yourself, like, for example, like all right, I purchased I want a PC, okay? So, there's something that I want, so I'm going to purchase it, okay? Nothing wrong with purchasing something that, treating yourself, But when you're just buying shit that you don't need just because it's cute, or you just, like, you don't have it and you want it, like, that's a problem. Like, and you need people who do that needs a professional help. Like, they need a professional to help them stop doing the compulsive spending. Because I have an aunt like that. I have an aunt, oh my gosh, she has a really bad spending addiction, okay? Really bad, okay? It's to the point where she has to, you know, pay for multiple storage rooms to put the extra stuff she bought that she don't need, because she spends like she has a spending addiction. And it's to the point where, say like she have a patio table with the chairs, right? She will buy two more of the same patio with chairs, all together three. So she'll be using one patio table with the chairs, and the other two patio table with the chairs be stored in either in her basement or in a storage rooms, because she has like multiple storage rooms where she put all her stuff that she purchases that she don't necessarily need. Okay, so so she puts it in there, and then she just keeps spending. Like it looks like, if you go around, you're like, oh my gosh, this is a hoarder. But she's not hoarding used stuff. She's hoarding stuff that she purchases, right? And never use. Like, it's still new. Like, she'll have like 3 grills. She'll have 3 grills that use gas, right? And she the type that you could be like, oh my gosh, do you got a grill, a gas grill you can give away or let me borrow? She wouldn't even let you want to borrow it, not let alone give it away. And you be like, oh my gosh, but you got like 3 grills. You got 3 extra grills that you're not even using. It's just sitting there, like it's just rusting away, just sitting there, right? She's not even using it. She would not give it to nobody. She would rather just keep it. So like, when you have addiction problem like that, you have to get help. You have to, you know, get out of that. You know, because I know I had that. I had a spending addiction problem once. But when my account dropped, it went from, I had a certain amount of money in my account, and it dropped. It was a lot, okay? And it dropped all the way to a couple cents. That's when I was like, oh snap, I have a problem. You know, I gotta stop this before it gets out of hand. And I had to force myself to stop the spending. And I was able to get back, you know, put back the money that, you know, I had wasted from spending, like I had an addiction problem. Okay? And it's, you know, it's sad seeing people doing that, and they marry, and they, you know, you can look at the spouse. The spouse be looking so depressed. You know, seeing they significant other spending money all crazy like that, okay, on stuff you don't need. Like, it be like on a lot of stuff, they don't need enough stuff, so much stuff that they can open up an online store, but they refuse to, because they you know, when you a hoarder, you're not gonna how that stuff get on my hand like that. When you a hoarder, you're not gonna, you know, you have a spending addiction, and you collect. It's like you're hoarding the stuff that you're spending your money on and not using. You're not gonna want to sell it. It's like you're just gonna keep spending and spending, you know, collecting and collecting, you know. Oh my gosh, this got on my hand. Keep spending, okay? Oh snap! This got on my. That's probably what it was. Stuff getting on my hand. So, sometimes people do that when something tragic happens in their life, but you have to get help. Like, you can't just keep spending like that, because that can affect people close around you. You doing that. You need help. You got to get help. So, you can get rid of that addiction problem. Okay? So I'm almost done. I gotta do that bracelet. I don't know what color, because I got this right here, gray, silver, and this, so I can bring this out. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, what color I'm gonna do that bracelet. I don't know. Red, maybe? What y'all think? Yeah, I could probably do red. Yeah, so yeah, because like some people be having certain spending issues, and and they don't see that it's a problem, that they have an addiction. And I understand some people, like, all right, because if like some people who spend on stuff that they don't need, they spend on stuff that they don't need, right? And then they complain about, oh, I'm always broke. Like, the reason why you always broke is because you're spending your money on let me see how I'm gonna do this. You're spending your money on stuff that you don't necessarily need, and then the stuff that you're getting is expensive. And you're doing it multiple times. And you're doing it multiple times, and let me see. You're doing it multiple times, and you're not realizing that all that money you're spending on these things is adding up. And then when you calculate the all the stuff that all the huh? Yeah. When you calculate all the stuff, you purchase that and realize that you wasted like a couple thousand a year on those items that you didn't need. Okay, that's done. Did I do red? Okay, so I need orange. You know what? Green. Cause see, I don't have habits. So that's probably why I'm able to save, because I wasn't like wasting money on certain things, and then the prices is extremely high. You be like, oh my gosh, like, they want all of that for that little bit. Let me see. And order and take out food all the time. That eats your pockets up. Like certain things people do, order and take out food. Wasting money on alcohol and other habits that you might have, and then be complaining about, oh, I'm broke, because you're not managing your money. You got to manage your money. You have to manage your money where you're not broke, you can easily save. Like what I was doing, I did like this. You got a good managing money system where you put away a certain amount of money for food, clothes, shoes, traveling, dining, what else? Holidays, birthdays, that type of stuff, bills. And you keep putting the money away until it gets to the amount that you need, and then you use it to pay, for those things. And stop buying. I never was like buying stuff that was like that was expensive, like eating up my pockets. Like I wasn't really into like expensive name brand shoes and stuff, like Jordans and stuff. That stuff is like a waste of money. And some people smoke cigarettes. And you know how, like, if you add all the money you spend on cigarettes a year, you're going to be like, what the heck? I'm over here wasting like way over $1,000 a year on cigarettes when I could have just used that for something else, invested in something else. What is this? All right, so what can I put here? All right, one more. Probably a red one. Oh my gosh, I already spent almost a half hour doing this. I was struggling, trying to figure out how I'm gonna do the other stuff, Okay, so this is what it looks like, you guys. I didn't think I was gonna finish this on time, but yeah, this is what it looks like. I will be, doing some more. This is yeah, I will be doing some more drawings. Okay, it's just gonna take a little bit at a time, and okay, so that is it for this video. Until next one, you guys, take care. Have a wonderful weekend. TGIF. Okay? All right.